this time he's cleaned him up. Similar sort of a delivery, just dragging the length back. And India have won the second test match and the series. It becomes India's first series win in the ICC World Test Championship.
New Zealand have won their 101st Test match in style. Fantastic performance over the last 2 weeks to dominate. Virat Kohli and his men. The #1 ranked side in the world has been beaten comprehensively twice.
It's full, it's down the ground, it'll be at least one. Saini, he's got an injury with the groin. It goes as far as the fence. India, incredible. Rishabh Pant is the star. India win the test. They win the series. And they win the hearts and minds of cricket fans all around the world.
Hello and welcome to Crickpedia, and we are finally there. The World Test Championship final is less than 48 hours away and two big teams are going to contest in it. Let's see. Let's preview India first. What does India come up with for this World Test Championship final? They went to England with a squad of more than 20 people, but now they've limited themselves to a squad of 15, which is the protocols. You need to limit yourself for this certain final with a squad of 15 members. And India has taken 5 fast bowlers in those 15. There are clear signs that India is going to be fast bowler dominated in this World Test Championship final. Then you have a brilliant batting lineup, you have a brilliant all-rounder position. India is looking well equipped. Now what about their first 11? It's pretty certain that they're going to open with Rohit Sharma as their first batsman, because he's been in sublime form. He's been scoring runs. In India he scored a double 100 against South Africa. Then he scored runs. In Australia he was decent. Against England he got 100. He's superb. Rohit Sharma takes one spot. With him, you have two options. You either go with Mayank Agarwal or you go with Shubman Gill. Well, I think India are going to start up with Shubman Gill, just because Shubman Gill is somebody they have trusted, they have invested in, and they feel Shubman Gill is doing good. Even after having an excellent Australia season, Shubman Gill didn't have a good home England season, but he kind of performed well, and in India have backed him up. They have said, you know what, we won't leave Shubman Gill and we'll go in with Shubman Gill, and that's why Shubman Gill is the second opener. What about your number 3 position? Probably the wall of Indian cricket in the current days. After Rahul Dravid, if somebody is perfect to be called a wall, is Cheteshwar Pujara. He has been facing tremendous fast bowling, but he's been batting strong, he's been playing good shots, his defensive technique is brilliant. At number 3, Cheteshwar Pujara can create havoc, and that's why Cheteshwar Pujara at number 3 is perfect. At number 4, you have your captain, Virat Kohli. He'll be roaring to go into this test match, and he would love to change his statistics in the World Test Championship final with this test match. And that's why Virat Kohli at number 4, he'll be probably the strongest batsman in this batting lineup because of the kind of attitude he has for these big games. He likes to perform in them. What about your number 5? You have Virat Kohli's deputy as Ajinkya Rahane at number 5. Superb batsman, very technical, but Ajinkya Rahane has been in and out of this Indian side. He's been having good series, then he's been having average series, and that's the reason Ajinkya Rahane, for him this World Test Championship final is very important. If Ajinkya Rahane scores runs for India, it can make a big difference, and India can be really looking to win this test match by a big margin. At number 6, whom do we have? Rishabh Pant is superb at number 6 because he's so flamboyant with his approach. He steps down, takes bowlers over the top, and that's the reason Rishabh Pant is just the perfect player we want at number 6. A superb wicketkeeper batsman. His wicket-keeping, I hope he wicket keeps well, because he's in competition with Wriddhiman Saha, who has also been named in this side. And Wriddhiman Saha is a fantastic wicketkeeper. But the reason I'm going with Rishabh Pant over Wriddhiman Saha is because of the kind of batting ability Rishabh Pant possesses. The kind of performances he's been giving against Australia and then against England. And that's why Rishabh Pant at number 6 is perfect. At number 7, I'm going with, well, my only spinner to start with, Ravindra Jadeja, and probably India's best all-rounder, and to be honest, the best all-rounder in world cricket in modern day. Ravindra Jadeja is fantastic, and that's the reason he comes at number 7. He can bat, he can bowl, he can field, and he's the best fielder in the Indian team anyway. So that's why Ravindra Jadeja at number 7 is perfect. What about 8, 9, 10 and 11? Now you have two options. One, you go with 1 spinner and 3 fast bowlers, or you go with 4 fast bowlers. Now, how will India decide this? It's because Southampton actually produces 2 wickets. It can either produce a very green wicket, or which is going to assist the fast bowlers, or just next to it, they can produce a bit of a turning track, because Southampton tends to offer spinners a lot, and that's the reason India has 2 options. If the pitch is going to be a green pitch and it's going to assist the fast bowlers, India can go with Ishant Sharma, Jasprit Bumrah, Mohammad Shami and Mohammad Siraj as an 8, 9, 10, 11. And if it's not that, and if there's a bit of a turning wicket, then you still go with Ishant Sharma, Bumrah and Shami, but instead of Mohammad Siraj, you go with Ravichandran Ashwin. So India has in fact 2 choices at that number 8 position. If they want to go with Ashwin or they want to go with Siraj, it's all on them. It all depends on the pitch. But this is going to be my starting 11 for India, and it's very solid. Now, who is playing against India in the final? You have the New Zealand team. By far everybody's second favourite team after their home side, because of the kind of nice cricket they play, the kind of nice guys they are. And that's the reason New Zealand is a team that always surprises. You don't treat New Zealand with that much importance, because the focus is always on India, Australia, England. What are they doing? And all of a sudden New Zealand sneaks in and enters the World Test Championship final, is waiting there for its opponent, and then you have to choose between India, Australia and England. You always forget New Zealand, but New Zealand has been giving extraordinary consistent performances in the last few years. What will they go with in this World Test Championship final? They have learned a lot from this English series, and that's why they have a lot of options to go into. They're obviously open with a guy who scored a double 100 on his debut, Devin Conway, and with him, Tom Latham, very experienced. So you have a very solid young opener with a very experienced opener, makes their opening combination very, very strong. At number 3, a batsman all the Indian bowlers will fear. How do you get Kane Williamson out? And if Kane Williamson starts scoring runs in the World Test Championship final, he can create a perfect platform for his side to win this World Test Championship final. He hasn't been scoring runs recently. I mean, the one-off Test match he played against England, he wasn't that good, but Kane Williamson is a champion. He's a champion, and that's why I feel he can bounce back and create serious havoc. At number 4, you have probably one of the most experienced batsmen, Ross Taylor. Superb guy. He started playing attacking over the years. He's trying to hit bowlers. He's trying to create momentum, and that's why Ross Taylor can form such a power-packed number 4 batsman in him, and that's why Ross Taylor at number 4 is very strong. What about number 5? You have Henry Nicholls. He's got a 50 against England recently. He's looking in good touch. He's looking solid at the crease. If Taylor and Williamson fail, I can actually, show some solidity. He can stay there and bat and actually protect one end. And that's why Henry Nicholls is so important. This is New Zealand's strongest part. Like India's strongest part is their 3-4-5. Similarly, New Zealand's strongest part is their 3-4-5 in Williamson, Taylor and Nicholls. What about number 6? Again, a wicketkeeper. His last match in international cricket before he retires, BJ Watling, will want to prove everything he has in his bag. And that's the reason it's going to be such an important game for him. The wicketkeeper who has been so consistent. And once he retires after this game, he'll be the most capped New Zealand wicketkeeper, which is an extraordinary achievement for him. And for many cricketers looking up to him, they'll feel that, wow, we want to do this as well. And BJ Watling, he'll want to end his career in grand fashion. At number 7, I'm going with Colin de Grandhomme. He bats well, he fields excellently, and he's one of those guys who can bowl one ball 50 balls in a row. He can bowl that one ball that exact same place. He can keep on doing that, and that's why he's going to be very irritating when it comes to the point of view of any Indian batsman. How do you play Colin Granholm? How do you score runs of Colin Granholm? And that's going to be very tricky, and that's where the other bowlers are going to hunt for wickets. And that's why Colin Granholm at number 7, he's a very tricky player, and if you can nullify his effect, you have a good chance of winning this, and that's what India will try to do. Now 8, 9, 10, 11, again the same case. If it's a green pitch and if it's all going to assist the fast bowlers, New Zealand may go with 4 fast bowlers plus Colin Granholm, so 5, and they have done that against India when they played a bilateral series in this World Test Championship, and that's the reason I feel it's very possible. If it's a green pitch, you may look at Tim Southee, Trent Boult, Kyle Jamieson and Neil Wagner. How strong is that bowling lineup? You have a guy who takes the ball away in Tim Southee, you have a guy who brings the ball back in Trent Boult, then you have a guy who makes the batsman play here in Neil Wagner, and then you have a 6 feet 8 inch bowler who extracts tremendous bounce in Kyle Jamieson. And that's the reason they have a completely different kind of variety kind of a package which can be so useful for them in this World Test Championship. This is going to be their strength. And looking at this New Zealand side, you feel all bases are covered, and with a very calm and cool captain, they have serious chances of being winners. Now what do I think? Who is a stronger team going into this World Test Championship final? Let me be very honest. This is one of those occasions that you just cannot choose which is the stronger team. Both teams are equally balanced, very, very strong, but probably 51% New Zealand, because they've just played a series against England. They'll be used to those conditions, and honestly, they know how to play in English conditions because there's similar conditions in New Zealand. But then India is one team that has not won a championship for a long time. The last time they won an ICC event was in 2013. They've kept on coming in the semi-finals and finals and then losing, and that's not what they want to do. So it can be a very tough Indian side facing this New Zealand side, and it's very little to choose between these two sides. Both are very well equipped with their batting. 3, 4, 5 in both teams are very strong, and that 8, 9, 10, 11, all the bowlers in both teams are equally balanced, and that's why I feel this is going to be a tremendous final. Stay tuned, because you are going to see cricket of the highest level at Southampton on the 18th of June, 3:30 PM. If you enjoy this cricketing fun, do like, share and comment. And to know more about my upcoming videos, do subscribe Crickpedia and hit the notification bell. Thank you.